Thank you, Paul. It's good to be back. And I'm a co-founder, CEO of DecisionIQ. And my partner, Nagy Gabriel, Dr. Nagy Gabriel, is a professor here at Georgia Tech. And we met about 2 years ago to commercialize extensive amount of research that he has undertaken going back to really the year 2000, long before it was called the Industrial Internet. As you can imagine, with this much research and work activity at Georgia Tech, there are a lot of different directions we could take this company. Who knew 2 years ago even what the Industrial Internet or the IoT was all about? So we decided we need to go to Flashpoint. It's like going to grown-up school for startups and to really answer that question. So we went to Flashpoint, and for us, Flashpoint has become like a compass that we carry with us even today. And it really helped us find our true north, our optimum direction. The first thing that we got out of Flashpoint was, who is our customer? We learned a lot about this customer. In fact, we changed our whole perspective. The IoT is not about equipment. It's not about the internet. It's about this person here. They are our IoT. And this is the lens through which we look at our market. And we learned very quickly that predicting failures, which is the nature of part of Nagy's research, is not really a solution to any problem they have. What they want to know is what to do about it. That is the key, because they're operators. They want to move forward and operate their plants and factories, and just knowing when something's going to happen isn't a solution. So this has become, the reason I talk about this is that this kept us from weather-vaning around, chasing a lot of different markets and opportunities as the IoT business grew, and has really become central to the success that we've achieved since then. So let's talk about what we believe this success has been. We're serving three basic market segments: distributed networks of geographically distributed that have really service-intensive types of business. We have network manufacturing. We support both smart factories and dumb factories. We can support any kind of data that's out there. And of course, power plants, most of which aren't too smart either. And with Nagy's research, we're able to support all of this work. In fact, our pipeline consists of a very successful pilot at Coca-Cola. And we're very excited to announce that we've actually been initiated, approved, and funded for our first deployment, which we're building out right now, that will monitor their system. And I'll talk more about this later, day in and day out. We also have another Fortune 200 company here in Atlanta that has a big distributed network. In another Atlanta-based company, all inside the perimeter of business, 100 factories, they've expressed a desire to standardize on our software. And Southern Company, we just completed a competitive pilot against General Electric, and we know we at least tied them, if didn't beat them yet. We're still waiting on the final results, but we did well. And also working with the research group for the power industry on some special projects. So how do we take this forward? Well, our customers, what we learned at Flashpoint was our customer's value proposition is 99.99% uptime to their customer. Well, then what is the problem with maintenance if they're achieving this? Because they do a great job with it. Well, they pay a lot of money. Traditional maintenance methods, which everybody is living on, are only efficient up to about 80% reliability. You want to push up to that 99.99%, you pay. And it's all a response to the unexpected failures. By virtue of the fact they're unexpected, you can't predict them. If you can't predict them, you can't prevent them. And it requires an emergency repair network that heretofore, this date, has not been able to be organized. We organize that network, and we turn that into big savings with our what we call a cost-optimal prevention. And we're able, with every use case we go, we can cut that cost, that emergency cost, in half. This delivers very significant return on investment to our customers, which is why we're performing so well to this point that we can achieve far higher payoffs, which I'll discuss in a moment again. So this represents global maintenance for these three sectors is about $500 billion, and about half of that is a $250 billion pain point. This is where we're going and where we're operating in. So let me take you through a specific use case here. This is your preventative maintenance for maintaining one of these heavy asset companies. It's really pretty simple, easy to operate, very efficient. Whoops, they have unexpected failures too. Well, what does it look like after the fact? All these red dots represent the failures they didn't know were going to happen until they got through that month. Well, this requires them to invest a lot of people, equipment, spare parts. A Southern Company, for example, carries $1 billion of spare parts on their balance sheet just for emergency repairs. $1 billion. So this is the area that we operate in. And what we do here is we actually, instead of waiting for it to happen, we create a failure forecast. We look ahead. So we deliver them ahead of that month what's going to happen. And then we bring in supply chain integration. We come out of industrial engineering. They have built the science of decision making. With the forecast, you can organize anything. We have an accurate forecast that allows us to convert those red dots to green dots, to make life simple, predictable, and organizable, cut that reactive force in half. These are huge bottom line savings when you consider that maintenance is typically a third to a half of any operating company's expense. That's big, big money. So here's an example of an on-premise solution. We're building out. Our software operates on-premise, and we pull data from all the major sources within the company, and with the analytics, able to provide data curation and prediction. But the cost-optimal decision is the key difference for us out of industrial engineering. That's where we monetize the analytics. We create value from analytics with computational methods. That sounds a little technical, but basically it's not analytics. It's not computer science. It's a very big differentiator so that not only can we do failures, but we also do work order generation. We map out when they should do the repairs and feed that into whatever repair infrastructure they have. So here's a specific use case we're building out for Coca-Cola. They have a field service network. We'll be monitoring 25,000 assets daily. And with that, we're able to offer them a 7x return on investment. That means that for every dollar we save, they keep 85 cents, we keep 15 cents. That's incredible return for them. And that's why we've been signed up for them, and other companies are wanting to jump on board too. So our background, Nagy is a PhD out of Purdue, extensive research at Tech. I'm an aerospace engineer out of Tech, and I got an MBA and did a very successful startup with Apple Computer under a clone license. So going forward, we want to complete our first deployment. We're targeted for April to actually be in the field operating this with Coca-Cola. Our goal for year-end with our pipeline, which is extensive, and all business that's coming to us, we're really overloaded with opportunities. We have no outbound sales force and can't keep up with the business that we have. 3 deployments by year-end is what we're targeted. Those are annual contracts, year in and year out, generating revenue for the company. And lastly, we need a financial partner to help us build this company, to help us ramp up into this. We've been bootstrapped at this point. This is really our coming out debut here to look for our first round of capital. So we'll be in the other room too. We really appreciate your time and look forward to meeting you. Thank you.